Hello, my name is Dr. Janice Shranowski, and this is this week's A Dose from Dr. Janice, where I hope to teach, show, and inspire you how to release your God-given health and life potential. The sun is up here in southeast Texas. It's already starting to get warm, and we're getting ready to head out for church, and I have a really good message for you today. If you like these messages, please do share them with others and like my page, A Dose from Dr. Janice. I release a 10-minute video every Sunday. A lot of times I speak on spiritual health, sometimes physical, sometimes emotional, and I think today I might touch on all three. This message started percolating last weekend, and it's formulated into this idea, which is what I want to share with you. Last weekend I was at the pool with my husband, and we live in a subdivision that the median age is probably 70 or 75. So there's a lot of grandparents in this subdivision, and everybody keeps immaculate care of their property. It's a very, very pretty subdivision. One of the couples in particular are from Louisiana, and the reason that they purchased their retirement home in Beaumont, Texas — nobody purchases a retirement home in Beaumont, Texas, as lovely as it is here. That's not where they purchased their second home, but the reason that this family did is because it's where their grown children and grandchildren are, so that makes perfect sense, right? And so I was thinking about it while I was watching them play, and I think there was like 6 of the 7 grandchildren in the pool playing, and it was just so awesome to watch these 3 and 4 and 5-year-olds play together. But I was thinking, what if this couple had not taken proper care of their home, so that on the weekends, when the weekends come, they drive here from Louisiana, rather than spending the time with the family, which is the reason they purchased this home, they were having to take care of their home all the time. So something told me that no doubt that this couple spends the proper time and money in taking care of their home, maintaining their home, so they have to spend very, very little time in reacting to a problem that may occur. That doesn't mean a problem won't occur. It just means they probably spend much less time and money on reacting to things in their home because they are proactive in maintaining their home. And more importantly is the why that they're being proactive in maintaining their home is because they purchased this home to spend quality time with their family. That is their why behind purchasing their home. And I thought it was just the perfect metaphor with our bodies. All right, so God gives us these physical bodies, and there's several ways that we can approach to taking care of them. So the first approach, which is really 70 to 80%, maybe even higher, of how we approach our physical bodies is we have reactive care. The worst way is we wait till something breaks down and then we take care of it, right? So we get a symptom, it's a problem, we have a pain, we have a stressor, we go to the doctor, we get a diagnosis, we take a medication, we make till that symptom goes away. The problem can get bigger and bigger, and it can turn into really big problems like heart disease, all right? So that is reactive health care. This next level, which is better, albeit not the best, it is better, we have what we call preventive health care. Now, preventive health care in our country is early detection health care, or early detection disease management is really what it is. So when we get our mammograms, and when you guys get your prostate exams, and when we get colonoscopies after the age of 50, and when we get our annual checkups, we are really looking for diseases or disease pathways perhaps, and we want to prevent those diseases. But very rarely do you go to your primary, unless you have an exceptional primary care doctor, where you go and you talk about things that you can do to promote health versus prevent disease. And I thought it just is so analogous to how this couple is taking care of their home. Not only are they probably preventing things from breaking down, but they're promoting wonderful things about their home. They have a beautiful lawn. I have no doubt that the inside of their home is beautiful. And they're doing all of that because of what lives inside the home, which is themselves, perhaps their pets, their children, and their grandchildren. And it's no different from our bodies. I want to maintain my physical health. I certainly will react if I have a symptom that requires me to do something. Perhaps it's just a fever and I need my body to trust my body to do what it needs to do. Perhaps I need to go and have my preventive checkups to early detect any disease processes that could be occurring in my body. Or better yet, and the third option is to be really intentional about my health care or my caring for my health. I can, all the things that I talk about a lot of the times, I can work out 5 days a week. I can make sure that I'm eating good foods, one ingredient foods, foods that God gave me. I can drink lots and lots and lots of water. I can minimize foods that are not healthy for my body. I can spend time in prayer and meditation, and I can get good quality sleep. I can take my supplements, omega-3s, vitamin D, probiotics. I can do all those things to promote health, right? And so, again, in the same kind of analogy of promoting the health of this home and promoting the health of the body, I'm not doing it just to be healthy. There's a reason that I'm doing it, and the reason I'm doing it is because of what lives inside of my body. What lives inside of this home, 2 streets down, is a family and children and grandchildren, and they promote the well-being of the home because of what lives inside of it. I promote the well-being of my body because my Holy Spirit lives here. Now that's the beauty of really advancing this spirituality of our planet, is that no longer do we have to wait till we die to get to heaven to meet God. You know, as a Christian, I know that Jesus actually came and died so that he can live in me, or whatever spiritual practice you have. You know that there's this higher power that you have absolute connection to, and it lives in you. Right now, I'm staring out at the Southeast Texas skies, and they're blue, and there's some clouds, right? If I'm connected with God, I'm just looking at that blue sky. And if I'm not connected with God, then I'm staring at the clouds and I can't quite get through to the blue sky. And so the whole reason that we promote our health, sometimes we have to react to symptoms. Sometimes we do our preventive early detection disease care in our country. And sometimes, hopefully all the time, we are on it. We are game on in promoting health care. And we do all those things so that what's inside can express itself. Because when we can get in tune with what's inside, then life gets really, really, really amazing. And so my goal, personally, my goal is to no longer just chug along, go, 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 do, do, do. I want to be able to listen. I want to be able to listen to the voice of God and listen to where he's directing me. So there's 2 points here with regards to this message. If I'm bottled down in dis-ease. Chiropractors love that word. We don't call it disease, we call it dis-ease. If my body is not at ease, then my focus is going to be on my poor health, my doctor's visits, my symptoms, my pain, my stress, all the things that are manifesting in my physical self, and I become selfish. I can't help it because I don't feel well. But if I'm doing all the things that I need to do to be healthy, and if everything's chugging along nicely, then I don't think of myself that much. I become selfless because I don't have to think about myself because I'm not on my mind. And then I can focus on listening to the voice of God through prayer and meditation and being silent. And then I can follow through with the do part of it. And so I want to conclude with a couple lines that I read out of A Course in Miracles this week. So there's 2 texts that I read consistently. One is the Bible and one is A Course in Miracles. And they're both thick, thick texts, and I read maybe 1 or 2 pages out of each every single week. And this week, there was a few lines in A Course in Miracles that really spoke to me, and I want to just read them to you in my last minute here. In A Course in Miracles, it said in the chapters that I was reading this week, "You merely ask the question. The answer is given. Seek not to answer it, but merely to receive the answer as it is given." So I just want to ask the question, Lord, what is it that you want me to do? How can I help and serve? Primary purpose of being alive. How can I help and serve in the best possible way by using my gifts and talents? And then the answer will be given. And I found that to be true. That's why I'm down here in Southeast Texas. That's why I'm opening a practice here in Southeast Texas, because I asked the question and then I listened for the answer, and then I went out and followed through. Second point, a healed mind does not plan. It carries out the plans that it receives through listening to the wisdom that was not its own. So it doesn't say, again, that we're sitting here doing nothing. It says that once we receive the answer, we carry it out, right? But we also recognize and we give glory to a higher power that it wasn't just my own doing. Yes, I have to go out and do, but first I need to listen and be still. And I need to clear the clouds and look at that blue sky. I need to maintain my home. I need to be proactive in my home and in my body so those things don't become a distraction. And then lastly, in A Course in Miracles this week, it said, without defenses, you become a light which heaven gratefully acknowledges to be its own. I love that. Let me read it again, and we'll close on this thought. Without defenses, you become a light, which heaven gratefully acknowledges to be its own. Without sickness, and without symptoms, and without the stressors that occur in our physical bodies, in our homes, because when we don't have those defenses, and that's where our focus is, when we don't have those, we can become a light which heavenly gratefully acknowledges its own. And that light comes down through me, and then it comes out to you. And that's this week's A Dose from Dr. Janice. Have a blessed week. Enjoy the transition into fall. Peace out, and I'll see you next Sunday.